Hold on to your neural networks, folks. We're about to dive headfirst into a rumor that's got the AI world buzzing like a swarm of overclocked processors. OpenAI, the mad scientists of the machine learning world, are allegedly on the brink of a reasoning breakthrough that's so advanced, it makes current AI look like a calculator trying to solve world peace. An AI with the deductive prowess of Sherlock Holmes, the strategic mind of chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov, and the creative problem-solving skills of MacGyver. Now, imagine all that wrapped up in a silicon package that doesn't need to sleep, eat, or binge-watch Netflix. That's what we're potentially looking at here, folks. A digital brainiac that could outthink us faster than you can say artificial general intelligence. But let's pump the brakes on our techno-utopian dreams for a second. What does this next-level reasoning actually mean? Well, it's like giving AI a turbo boost in its ability to understand, infer, and predict. We're talking about machines that don't just crunch numbers, but actually grasp context, nuance, and maybe even crack a joke that doesn't make you cringe. It's the difference between a GPS that blindly follows a map and a co-pilot that can navigate through a zombie apocalypse while explaining the socioeconomic factors that led to the undead uprising. Now, you might be thinking, great, another way for robots to outsmart us. But hold your horses, technophobes. This isn't about creating Skynet. It's about supercharging our problem-solving capabilities. Imagine an AI that could analyze decades of climate data and come up with solutions to global warming that don't involve living in underwater bubbles. Or a medical AI that could diagnose rare diseases faster than Dr. House on a caffeine bender. We're talking about a digital Einstein that could revolutionize everything from scientific research to your Netflix recommendations. But here's where it gets really wild. The applications of this tech are more diverse than a box of assorted cosmic donuts. In healthcare, we could see AI that doesn't just spot tumors, but predicts and prevents them. In finance, imagine AI financial advisors that can predict market trends with the accuracy of a time traveler with a sports almanac. And in education, we're looking at personalized AI tutors that adapt to your learning style faster than you can say, I don't understand calculus. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. Thanks, Uncle Ben. As these AIs get smarter, we need to make sure they're not just intelligent, but also ethical. We don't want a super smart AI deciding that the solution to world hunger is to Thanos snap half the population. OpenAI is reportedly baking in ethical considerations from the ground up, like giving these digital geniuses a moral compass, along with their supercharged reasoning skills. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say the sentient computer in the server farm. As AI reasoning approaches human-level capabilities, we're entering uncharted ethical territory. Will these AIs have rights? Can they be held responsible for their decisions? It's like we're writing the Constitution for a new digital species, and let me tell you, it's a lot more complicated than deciding whether androids dream of electric sheep. And let's not forget about the impact on jobs. While this breakthrough could create new opportunities we haven't even dreamed of yet, it's also going to shake up the job market like a snow globe in an earthquake. We might see the rise of AI wranglers, ethics officers for algorithms, and maybe even AI therapists for when your smart fridge gets too judgy about your midnight snacking habits. But for all the challenges, the potential benefits are mind-boggling. We're talking about AI that could crack the code on fusion energy, design more efficient transportation systems, or even help us communicate with extraterrestrial life, assuming they're not too weirded out by our cat videos. It's like having a million Einsteins working around the clock on every problem imaginable. Now, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of how this digital sorcery might work. We're likely looking at a cocktail of advanced neural networks, reinforcement learning, and probably some fancy quantum computing thrown in for good measure. It's like if you took the best parts of every AI system out there, mashed them together, then gave the result a PhD in everything. These systems won't just learn from data. They'll understand it, extrapolate from it, and probably write a best-selling novel about it. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about making smarter machines. It's about augmenting human intelligence in ways we can barely imagine. Think of it as giving every person on Earth their own personal genius sidekick. Need to learn a new language? Your AI buddy's got you covered. Trying to solve world hunger? Your digital pal is already running simulations. It's like having a genie, but instead of 3 wishes, you get infinite knowledge and problem-solving skills. Of course, we're still in rumor territory here. OpenAI is keeping their cards closer to their chest than a poker player with a royal flush. But if these whispers turn out to be true, we're looking at a seismic shift in the AI landscape. It's not just about machines getting smarter. It's about redefining what intelligence means in the digital age. As we stand on the brink of this potential AI revolution, one thing's for sure. The future is going to be wild. We might be looking at a world where AI solves problems we didn't even know we had. where virtual assistants become virtual geniuses, where the line between human and machine intelligence gets blurrier than a photo taken by a shaky-handed tourist. But let's not get too carried away in our techno-utopian dreams. With great power comes great responsibility, and this advanced AI reasoning is no exception. We need to think long and hard about the implications of creating machines that can outthink us. It's like giving a supercomputer a philosophy degree. Exciting, but potentially problematic if it starts questioning its own existence. One of the biggest challenges we'll face is ensuring these super smart AIs align with human values. We don't want to create a hyper-intelligent system that decides the best way to achieve world peace is to turn us all into docile vegetables. It's like trying to explain the concept of ethics to a being that can process the entire history of human morality in the blink of an eye. Tricky stuff, folks. And then there's the question of control. How do we ensure that we remain in charge of these digital super brains? It's like trying to put a leash on a creature that can teleport. Theoretically possible, but practically challenging. We'll need to develop new frameworks for AI governance that are as flexible and adaptable as the AIs themselves. But for all the potential pitfalls, the possibilities are truly staggering. Imagine an AI that could solve climate change, cure diseases, and maybe even figure out why your socks always disappear in the dryer. We're talking about a level of problem solving that could propel humanity into a new golden age of discovery and innovation. In education, these advanced reasoning AIs could revolutionize how we learn. Picture a personalized tutor that not only understands the subject matter perfectly, but also knows exactly how your brain works, like having a teacher who's a mind reader, but in a cool, non-invasive way. In scientific research, we could see breakthroughs happening at an unprecedented pace. These AIs could sift through vast amounts of data, spot patterns humans might miss, and generate hypotheses that could lead to groundbreaking discoveries. It's like having a research assistant that never sleeps, never gets bored, and has read every scientific paper ever published. As we wrap up this wild ride through the world of advanced AI reasoning, one thing's clear: we're standing on the brink of a new era in human-machine collaboration. Whether this rumored breakthrough turns out to be the real deal or not, it's a glimpse into a future where the boundaries of intelligence are constantly being pushed. So, buckle up, future fans. Whether you're excited, terrified, or a bit of both, there's no denying that we're living in interesting times. The age of super-intelligent AI might be just around the corner, and it promises to be one hell of a ride. Just remember to thank your AI overlords, assistants, when they inevitably take over the world. Who knows? Maybe being nice to your smart toaster now will earn you a cushy spot in the brave new world of tomorrow. Until then, keep your neurons firing, your curiosity burning, and your sense of humor intact. The future of AI is coming, and it's looking smarter than ever. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go ask my AI assistant to explain the meaning of life, and maybe how to fold a fitted sheet while we're at it. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay human, folks. The AI revolution is coming, and it's going to be one wild, intelligent ride.